Yo, Thursday evening. What's good? Ross and Risky. T. Ross over there, Rolex Risky over here. What's good, my guy?
What's good with it? What's going on, man?
That time of the night again, man. It's that time of the night. Give it to y'all rough, rugged, raw, man. We talk about sports, man. We don't do no fake debate. We just keep it 100 over here, man. You dig? We're going to tell you our opinion and keep it pushing. No personal attacks or slander on no athletes or no individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
We ain't going there.
Fact.
We ain't giving nobody no weird nicknames, Bosch Spice and Rest Brick and all that type of stuff. That's goofy.
My boy be hating on Aaron Rodgers and Coach Prime. That's it. Outside of Aaron Rodgers and Coach Prime, everybody else good.
I don't hate on either one of them. I'm a Coach Prime fan. Asante Samuels, hit me up. Asante, holla at me, man. We need to collab. No, I'm playing. Asante been out here wilding. He trying to he fighting.
Asante want all the smoke
with everybody.
He want all the smoke
with everybody. We in here tonight though, man. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Drop a comment, man, when you come in the building. Let us know you in here. Let us know where you're from. You dig what I'm saying? We make this thing like the shout out line, man. You know what I mean? Jump in here. Let us know where you're from. You dig? I'm looking for my boy Knicks. He ain't been in here in a while, and them Knicks is looking real suspect. So I can't wait for him to jump in here I can jump right down, right up on his head. Pause. And let him know what I think of them Knicks with them pretenders. Now, I did hear this before we get into tonight's topic, talking about this MVP race that I thought was over, but apparently not. Kevin Durant, the shit, it didn't work in Phoenix. Now we're looking at landing spots next year for Kevin Durant. So let's do that before we go to the MVP thing. Can we throw that around for a bit here? This whole Kevin Durant thing next year. I'm hearing a few teams. I'm hearing the Knicks. I think that's a great spot for him. If they can keep Towns and Brunson and you can bring him in, you do have to lose some of your defense and some of your glue guys, but I think you can probably fill that in with some lesser versions. You can fill it in with lesser versions of them. I don't
like KD with Thibodeau though. It's Thibodeau, man. He gonna be trying to play KD 40 minutes a game.
I mean, but hold on. Okay, now I agree. You are right. But KD, what's KD's favorite line to use?
I just want to hoop.
There you go.
Yeah, but
the hooping you want to do, my boy.
The problem is every time I think with KD is one of those situations where he garners so much in the trade that every time he gets traded or every time he goes somewhere, it's kind of like you lose your depth to get him. So now you got a coach who already gonna play you 40 minutes a game. Tibbs, he only plays 7-8 deep, all year. But most teams go to that in the playoffs. Tibbs is doing that all year. So, you lose all your depth to get KD, and then now similar to Brooklyn, where KD was playing every minute of every game in the playoffs. You remember Steve Nash had KD playing 55 minutes a game.
Get your ass out there. I'm with you. I'm with you. It is going to make the cupboards bare wherever he goes. But I'm just thinking.
That's the problem with him. That's the only problem with KD. Every time, even with Phoenix, it was like that team was solid without him. And then you lose Bridges, you lose Ayton. They come and bring in KD. And it's like, we lost all Cam Johnson. You lost all your help. Same thing when they got to Brooklyn, I would love to see KD go to Minnesota. I think Minnesota.
You talk about lose. You think like Minnesota ain't got to give up nothing. I mean, not give up nothing, but like with the money to make it work.
Gobert. You could throw Gobert. You could throw.
Yeah, but see, okay, let's back up. Let's talk about how these trade, because like he's gonna be a free agent, correct? Am I right in this? What's his contract?
Yeah. Let's see.
I think he's gonna be a free agent.
I think pretty much he told him he's not gonna re-sign, so they
resign.
Yeah,
so
it's like
So the reason I'm bringing that up is because you got to find somebody who's going to want to take on Gobert's contract. And ain't nobody trying to take that contract on, bro. Come on, dude. That's going to be the problem. If it was you trying to trade and match up salaries, okay, but ain't nobody. Come on, man. He's going to be there. Gobert will be there with Kevin Durant if he goes.
Ain't nobody. So you give Nas, you give Mike Conley, you
Randall.
give Randall. That's a good little package right there.
Well,
I wouldn't even give both of Nas. I would keep Nas. I would give Randall, Conley, and Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels having like a career year.
And then you still got the young boy that you keeping too. You still keeping
T-Shan. Yeah. So
Minnesota
got depth, and they still got Dillingham that they can get rid of.
That's what I was meaning, Dillingham. That's what. So if I'm a team, I want to get Dillingham thrown in a deal, a la kind of like SGA got thrown in a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to be a piece in that deal because I think every time I see Dillingham, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker can really hoop. You know what I'm saying? If he's just not gonna get the time of the minutes there, but he can really play. But okay, so that's a real. I mean, we can see how that would work in Minnesota.
So I'm looking at KD's contract. So the problem with KD is, he's not unrestricted next year. It's the year after. So pretty much Phoenix knows he's not going to re-sign. So they're going to try to trade him before that last year.
Okay, so it has to
next year. It's kind of like if you don't trade him after next year, you just lose him for nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
the problem is next year he'll be making $54 million.
Yeah, but I mean, to that point, though, all the money is pretty much going up. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, which 54, that's insane. But okay, so it's got to be a trade, got to be a trade type of a thing. So now the Knicks are back into play because they got assets. I think Minnesota would still be in play. I just don't know how the money would work with everybody's contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to match that up. And then also you got to think about it. If you're Phoenix, if you can get you a Nas Reed in Phoenix.
Phoenix needs a big and they need a point guard. You can get Conley to come patch or Dillingham if you want to go young. You could get Nas, who's like a 6 man of the year type of guy. And then you get some defense with McDaniels.
Phoenix's problem though is they got that Bradley Beal with a no trade clause.
Yeah. But so then you keep Beal and Booker. And then you lose KD, but you add a big. I think the problem is Nurkic over there.
I think the problem is goddamn Bradley Beal over there.
No, Bradley Beal, he got the shit in though, and that's why he's holding on to that contract. Bradley Beal, they brought him over there to be a defender, which he wasn't all year. So he being asked to play defense, chase the other team's best guard, and then you might not get the ball for 6 possessions, you know what I'm saying? And be ready to shoot. Devin Booker is just icing everybody out over there.
But I
think Booker's really shown he ain't trying to learn how to play with others. Booker just want to get his bread. Have you even heard anything about Devin Booker?
No. You know what's funny? What was it, 3 years ago? They was talking that he's the clear best 2 guard in the league. Remember that? Couple years ago, hey, he's the best 2 guard in the league. And I was looking at the time like, is he? Shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he?
Who's more impressive this year, Jalen Green or Devin Booker?
Oh yeah, definitely Jalen Green. Now, to be fair to Devin Booker, we do have to see Green be consistent. Like do this again next year. But yeah, if you were to ask me right now today, who would I want to pick up right now? Yeah, give me the young bull. Yeah, give me the young bull. He's more explosive. The shooting maybe it's not as good, but it ain't like a super drop off from Book. He's way more athletic, more explosive, and he's a much more willing defender. Although with Team USA, Booker showed that he would be willing to play defense over there in the Olympics. Maybe just
but Devin Booker, he with Team USA, he was forced to pass the ball and get off the ball. With Phoenix, he feel like this is my shit. I built this. You know what I'm saying?
You know who we got to give some props to? And I want to get back to some other teams with some KD scenarios, but we got to give a lot of props to Jason Tatum. he had every right after what happened to him in the Olympics to come back and just to like play a more selfish brand of basketball. You know what I'm saying? To try to prove. And I think without being selfish, he's been able to, within the team, prove that he is a bad motherfucker, right? Like I think he's proven his point that like, yo, that was some BS. Cause like my numbers are, I'm gonna do what I do. And
I should have been Finals MVP, and I should have played in the Olympics.
Yeah, he didn't take the bait.
Twice.
Yeah, he didn't take that bait of, hey, go out here and show everybody you can average 35. You know what I'm saying? No, he's still playing within himself. Okay, so let me give you some other teams. Okay, so we talked New York. We talked Minnesota. I'm trying to think of some trading partners with somebody Houston. Who has. But now, okay, you give it up. Who you giving up?
You got Jabari Smith, Eason, Whitmore. You got some bodies. I think Thompson, Green, and Sengun are there to stay. I think everybody else can be kind of.
Gotta go though, Ross. I need one of them.
You need one of them.
I need one of them.
They Thompson ain't going nowhere.
I need one of them.
Dylan Brooks.
That ain't enough. And that's gonna hurt Houston when he goes. Just like we talked about how it's hurt. It's hurt Memphis.
That contract for you remember everybody was laughing at that Dylan Brooks pickup how much Houston paid, and it is panning out. What about Van Fleet? Van Fleet, I think, is pretty much out of there.
We are willing to give him away in Houston. Y'all can come have him. We paid him a lot of money.
Yeah. I think he would help. He would help over there in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, he would be the point guard you're talking about. Now, the problem is between Bradley Beal, him, and Devin Booker, you don't got a lot of size with those guys. They're all in the game at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So now when you're playing against some of these bigger teams with the bigger backcourts, you got problems. You know what I'm saying? You got problems. But he would, like you said, he's a point guard who can pass first, but can also knock down shots. You know what I'm saying? He's a shot maker if you kick it out to him. So he would work. I just think that Houston would have to give up that young core, man. That's why, they didn't want to bring in James Harden. They had a shot at bringing James Harden in. It was like, not with our young core. We don't, let's leave it alone. So, but it would be interesting though, if you could put him in there with Şengün and that young energy down there in Houston. But the city might turn him up too much though. The city might turn him up. He a Baltimore boy.
KD be chilling, man. You know KD, man. KD be chilling, man.
He from Maryland, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
what DMV? Yeah, somewhere in one of those. Yeah,
he might start turning up. He want to go. He be out there trying to take pictures and stuff and walking around with his little beanies on, rolled up. Man, them thoughts would be jumping all over.
KD all pothead. He in the crib chilling.
Man, say. Okay, give me another team.
Okay. Let's see. I think he kind of waited too late to try and go to Miami. Miami should have been where he decided to go to instead of Brooklyn. But Miami, at this point, Miami kind of don't really have anything to offer. Unless you're getting rid of Bam, I don't know what type of package Miami can offer anybody, because you need Hero. You need Bam. Okay.
What's let me throw a team out now. It won't work now, but it potentially could have worked in the offseason had they kind of stayed put. I think maybe if because this is getting him out of the Western Conference, because I think I always say if I'm trading a guy of that caliber, I want to get him out of my conference, right? Mm-hmm. Now with the Phoenix Suns, they ain't really on the verge of doing nothing, so it might not matter. But if it's just to my theory, if I want to get him out of the conference, maybe had the Bucks kept Middleton, he's a trade partner now. You got Middleton. Maybe you can put it together with Lopez, another piece, and you can send him over there, because Middleton, at least you can say Middleton is a 3-4 time All-Star.
He in Washington now. They got rid of him.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying had they kept him, then like that, nobody's taking Kuzma in that deal, but Middleton would have. Now you got a guy you can say, okay, we're giving you a 3-4. What do you make, like 3 All-Star games? We give you a 3-time All-Star. He's 6'8". He can shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Obviously,
maybe KD wants to go to Washington.
go back to the crib. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know if he like my boy like that. What's his name? Jordan Poole.
Oh no, Poole's out of there. No, Poole here. That's got to be mandatory. Let's get him the fuck up out of here.
Man, though.
Man. But realistically, I don't know anywhere else because, like, you know, like guys have to give up pieces.
Clippers. What if he want to go get back? Hey, what if the Clippers just go ahead and say, all right, we done with the Kawhi experiment, and they can send Kawhi.
Oh.
They send Kawhi and Zubac and bring in KD and Nurkic.
So now it's KD back with
James. That's his boy, James.
And now he got what's my man over there with him now?
Norman Powell.
He got Norman Powell, who's
that's equal money too. 50 million.
That would be interesting. It would be now the problem becomes
that'll help Phoenix too, because now somebody will play some defense. Well, I don't know if you consider Kawhi still playing defense, but
yeah, it's like Kawhi, we don't know where he is. You know what I'm saying anymore with his levels. That would be interesting. I think it has to be something like that. I think it's gonna have to be a major superstar name involved. Would you do? Like let me go back. No, that wouldn't work because this is Phoenix again. Okay, let me go to. I'm trying to think give me a superstar that maybe has been somewhere a little too long, could use a change of scenery. I'm trying to go through the teams.
Well, Embiid.
He's too injured though. I mean, come on. We don't want that. We don't even know if he even gonna play.
You think after this year Giannis wants out if they get an early exit?
Even if Giannis wants out, if I'm the price I'm asking for, Phoenix wouldn't, because like I'm not asking for just KD if it's Giannis. You're gonna have to give me KD,
Bill, and KD and Bill.
Yeah, you got to give me KD and Bill if it's Giannis, because Giannis is still smack dead in the middle of his prime.
For who? Giannis and Bobby?
Whoever you, that's fine. But yeah, we ain't just get the I just don't see Giannis leaving though, because the price is just gonna be. Well, I say that, and then hell, we saw what happened with Luka. So I don't know.
Hey, KD in Dallas would be amazing.
But again, what are you giving up? Are you giving up Kyrie? Are you giving up AD? Who are you giving up?
I give you Clay. I give you Lively. I give you Clay. I give you Lively. I give you PJ.
Man, if you don't get out of here with that.
A bunch of nothing.
I'm looking back, and Minnesota's the team that seems more realistic.
Because Minnesota's got the most to offer.
Yeah, because we can put together a Nas Reed, Julius Randle package with some picks and maybe another player.
New Orleans, if they want to offer Zion, New Orleans has a lot to offer too, because a lot of them young guys have overachieved. So New Orleans, you can do like
they've kind of blown that little thing up over there though.
New Orleans, you could do like Alvarado Alvarado, Herb Jones, and Zion for KD, or you could do Valencia. What's the big dude? They got Valanciunas, Zion, and CJ. I think CJ is about done over there.
Yeah, CJ about done in the damn league though.
CJ is still averaging 20 though. It's just not a winning 20 at this point.
Yeah, that's the problem.
CJ is gonna be like Eric Gordon. You know how Eric Gordon just bounced from team to team. You know he gonna get his couple points everywhere he go. That's CJ at this point.
How about Indiana? If you can get back Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he was an all-star this year.
Because KD and Halliburton. If I'm Phoenix, I would ask for Siakam. Give me Siakam, Miles Turner, and then like Nembhard for KD and you know whoever they want to throw with them. Yeah, but I don't know if KD and Halliburton is enough. I don't.
First of all, you're definitely not getting Turner from me because KD wants to leave anyway. But we'll throw TJ McConnell your way for a point guard. We're gonna give you Siakam. and we'll find somebody else on here. We'll find another player on here, because here's what I'm thinking: if you get KD to Indiana, they play a up tempo, throw it up the court. I mean, I'm with you. I think he has fallen off this year. He's had a tough. Halliburton's had a tough year this year. Last year he had a much better year. But that style where they want to kind of kick the ball up the court, shoot shots. You got some athletes over there, Obi Toppin, Neesmith, like you was talking about. You got some talent over there and some players. And it's the East. So you would instantly be probably I would probably put you better than probably put you in the at least the 4 hole. Probably I put you right above Milwaukee, just because I don't know what the hell they're doing. So maybe right behind Cleveland, Boston, New York, and maybe what with New York, because I don't know what they're gonna do in the playoffs.
I like that, but what about Memphis? Match KD and Ja. That'll be exciting.
So you're giving up Jaren then?
I'm giving. I give you.
How do you give me Jaren?
I give you Jaren and I give you Bane.
Well, then you're done then.
I take no. That Turkish dude is shooting the lights out this year.
Yeah, but the problem
is him. You got the young defender. You got Ja. You have KD. You still have Edie. You got Brandon Clark. They got bodies.
Yeah, but I think Jaren Jackson is your best player. I think he surpassed Ja. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think he surpassed. And this ain't with nothing with no antics. I just think what he gives you on both sides of the basketball, I think he surpassed Ja as the. Now, Ja may be the leader and all that of the team, but I'm talking about in terms of like who I think the best player is. I think he's the best player on the team.
Jaren played last year, and they was bottom 3 in the league. Ja came back.
They were missing. Hold on. They were missing. Goddamn. You acting like, give me somebody in place of Ja. You can't just say we took away 20 points and we didn't play well. I need 20 more points. Give me those 20 points.
They went from bottom 3 to top 5 in the tough Western Conference.
Yes, with both of them playing together, right? So give me 20 points. That's what I'm telling you. Give me 20 points.
If Jaren missed the season like Ja missed the season, they not bottom 3.
Okay. I mean, we won't know because Jaren is also durable and always playing, unlike Ja, who's always hurt. So, and then you're gonna give up Bane. I mean, I would do that in a heart if I'm Phoenix and I can get that deal. Listen, I would do that so fast.
Jaren and Bane.
I would do that so fast because now I get a shooter defender in Bane. I get a big who can defend and shoot the 3. So if we run in pick and rolls, he can pick and pop, he can pick and roll. That's dangerous with when you throw in Beal and Booker, and he's not the KD type to where he wants the ball and he got to dribble it. No, he gonna get it off the board. He gonna get trash buckets. He gonna run the floor.
Right, but I love that for Memphis too, because now you got KD with a bunch of rough riders around them to where KD, you could just come be you and come average 26. And we're going to fight for you. We're going to do all the scrapping for you. We're going to do everything around you. I think KD never really at the time, OKC kind of was like that. But KD, like, if he had the right rough rider surrounding cast, you know, where he ain't got to be the leader and the outspoken one guy and the guy to show emotion and all the stuff that we criticize him for not doing, like, he would have that in Ja. He would have that in all those other guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got his own personal security guard. You know, you gotta keep you a YN. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep your little YN around you. Everybody gotta have a little YN in the tuck. You know what I'm saying?
And he got an ON in the stands. He got an old nigga in the stands.
Yeah, exactly.
He got T in the stands. He with the shits.
They be over there talking about whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah.
I think it's interesting. That's a definitely interesting. Listen, that's the first move that we've kind of discussed where I'm thinking, if I'm Phoenix, I like it. The other moves, I like the Timberwolf moves if I'm Phoenix as well. Bringing in, I think Naz Reid is a really good player. I think Naz Reid in a different situation, I think people might see how good he is. He's like 6'9", 6'10". People got to go back and watch, and I know it's high school, it's not the end all, but just go back and watch how he can move, how he can handle the ball.
Yeah.
Like he can really, really play.
He gets saucy. Nas Reeves will drop you.
He can really, really play. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, but I think I like this Phoenix move more. I'm sorry, not Phoenix move. Memphis. The Memphis move more for Phoenix, because I think if I can, because like Jaren Jackson is the best player that we've discussed going over there. Like he's a real ball, you know what I'm saying, a real hoop. I mean, Zion is just the injuries. We don't know how healthy he's gonna be. We know Jaren, he's there. He blocks shots. He runs the floor. He can shoot the three at a high clip. You know, so shout out to him. That would be a heck of a move if they can pull that off. Okay, let me throw out some crazy shit. We know that they won over 60 games this year. But let's say Cleveland flames out in the playoffs this year. Let's just say they flame out in the playoffs. Let's say the Knicks or Milwaukee get them in the second round. They don't even get to the conference finals against the Celtics. Let's say they lose in the second round. Question becomes, would you bring in KD for one of those bigs and a piece?
For like Allen and Garland? Yeah. I'll be interested to see, though. KD might get paired with Bill, and they might be
but Bill got to waive his no trade. That's the thing.
Right, but
I guess we can get to Cleveland a contender. Now you know there was Spider. Okay.
And once the team, like we've seen it, Phoenix could, start, icing them out, and the teams can play with you when they want to play with you. Try that no trade clause if you want to. We see what happened to John Wall. We see what happened to a lot of these guys. That no trade clause sound good, but they'll find a way to bring that value down and make you want to force your way out of there. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, we got to see what Bradley Beal happens, but yeah, that'll be because the thing is, over there in Cleveland, they brought in DeAndre Hunter too, who's a baller. They got pieces. So like you could do something like Hunter and Jared Allen and get a KD, and that'll honestly help Phoenix also. So yeah.
Cause I'm saying, because we keep saying that they need a big over there in Phoenix. You're gonna, you get a big, so you can get some pieces.
I ain't gonna lie, San Antonio got some pieces too.
I just think, I do because they got a legit point guard who can also score, obviously, right? And then they got a freak in Wemby.
You got the rookie. Then you got the rookie. So Vassell, Sohan, Keldon Johnson, all them guys, those are trade assets. If you can bring in one more, you know what I'm saying?
The only thing would be is that I just think that Wemby's probably another, I don't know. I was gonna say at least another 2 years away from being ready to win on that level, but he's already leaps in. I don't, if we're being honest, Wemby is actually low key kind of probably surpassed what people thought he was gonna be. Cause we was like, we don't know, he might be soft. Wemby did before he got hurt this second year, he was clearly gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. He made the All-Star team. He was putting in real work. And he was making it look easy, and he was very comfortable.
So this year, so last year, with all the crazy hype and us really not knowing what to expect, he came in, he averaged 21. This year, he was up to 24 and 11. Wemby could average 25 and 15 next year. Easy, yeah. Easy. Yeah. And I'm looking at minutes. He's just around 30 minutes. They ain't even really let him play 37 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And the team ain't really fully embraced. This year, they finally was playing around Wemby because Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Wemby ain't out there shooting the ball 20 times a game. You know what I'm saying?
Can I give you a pie in the sky? But I think, and this is going, let me turn my hat around. If Bron decides to come back next year, can I give you a guy that I don't think anybody else is going to say would help LeBron, but I think would resurrect his career and he would help the team?
Who?
You want to give any guesses?
Resurrect.
It would resurrect this guy's career playing with Bron and Luka. I think even though some people would say they play similarly, I think it would resurrect his career back to having fun. He's an unrestricted free agent next year.
I don't know. You gotta tell me.
Ben Simmons.
Stop it.
Here's the deal. Follow me on the Ben. Follow me on the Ben Simmons thing. Follow me on the Ben Simmons thing. How tall is Ben Simmons? Was he 6'10"? 6'10", right? We're in an NBA right now where there's 2 dominant bigs, 1.5, because Embiid's always hurt. No one can guard Jokic anyway. It's not like no one can guard Jokic, right? So at 6'10", you can get away with playing, maybe not full-time at center, but you could get away with playing Ben Simmons at your center.
Roy, the man ain't dunked the basketball.
I'm with you. And it's a pie in the sky. It's a way out there take. Trust me, it's a way out there take. But I'm just saying, if you look at Ben Simmons, I think people would be surprised to learn that through all this shit, he's still only 28 years old. Not saying that's super young, but he's still 28. You know what I'm saying? 28 years old. He's not 28. How old is he? Yeah, he's 28 years old. 28 years old, right? He can still run and jump. We just don't know, like, he's like the way that they play him. Because I watched the game the other day with the way that they were playing him with the Clippers. It's just he's just kind of just there. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of just there. And I think you put him with I think you do. I hope everybody realizes. Maybe not to this degree, but what Luka's doing, a version of this was supposed to be Ben Simmons. Not the threes, but like that, like big guy. I handle the ball. You can't guard me. I get where I want to get. It was that with defense.
But it's a big difference, Roy. Ben Simmons is a mouse, man. You know what I'm saying? When they say you're gonna be a man or a mouse, Ben Simmons sat talking about mental health. Ben Simmons 6'10" and don't dunk the basketball. Ben Simmons can run like Giannis, dribble, like you say, like Luka and these guys, play point guard. And I'm looking, since he did not, like, held out back injury, since he came back, he's at best shooting the ball 5 times a game. I mean, he's at 45%. Like, he ain't shooting no jumpers. So he ain't even making his layups. He ain't, like, you know what I'm saying? And he's not running the floor, because that was the best thing about him. The least Ben Simmons, at bare minimum, he could get out in transition and get you some tip-ins, offensive rebounds, you know, some dunks in transition where he run the middle of the lane and everybody got a part to see because he's 6'10" coming down the lane. You know, he never could hit his free throws, but he should be with that skill set at least at the free throw line 4 or 5 times a game. Like with Ben Simmons, it's just the lack of motor and killer instinct. And really, when he was killing, because if you go back and you look at LSU, you could kind of see the signs that his motor wasn't there. And if you go back and you remember with Ben Simmons, he had, like, when they weren't gonna make the tournament, he had kind of like just gave up at LSU, and he knew he was going to the league. You kind of could see early on that he wasn't this this rough rider type dude. And now, you talking about, like you said, a 28-year-old with a 40-year-old back.
See, my thing is,
you got KD who's 38, and you got Ben Simmons who's 28, and come on, man. You got a guy who came back from Achilles and all this, and then you got Ben Simmons who, I need a year off for mental health. Come on.
Can I put on my tinfoil kufi real quick, right? For my Negroes, my tinfoil hat.
Come on, brother knowledge.
Right. He is still a Clutch Sports client, correct?
Oh, here we go.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the questions, Ross. Is he a Clutch Sports client?
No, they might have dropped him. You know, Rich Paul don't play that. Let me double check. He might not represent the brand good enough. He might have been dropped.
Hey, Rich Paul said we cool on him, dog. Let's get him up.
He might not be representing the brand. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah,
I'm
he's
just,
still Clutch Sports. He's still.
I'm
Clutch.
just saying. I don't think nobody actually believed his back was ever that bad. People thought he was doing it to hold out so he can get out, right? I'm just saying, if we play in a long game, conspiracy theory, go there, he's going to be really cheap next year, very affordable. He's going to be super affordable based on what he's done the last couple of years.
He made $755,000.
He's going to be very affordable. And all of a sudden now, if I can get him, can I give you the role that I would hope that he could play with the Lakers? I'm going to give you a Laker guy. Can you just be Lamar Odom? Can you be LO? Just a guy. We didn't, when, rest in peace, when the Mamba was there, it was Kobe was the lead dog, obviously. Pau Gasol was the next guy. We had Ron Artest that could go get a bucket, right? And then we just kind of needed, we needed LO just to don't do crack. You know what I'm saying? And then, just kind of be versatile.
You disrespecting LO, though. You disrespecting LO.
He disrespected. I'm not disrespecting LO. I'm just trying to say, can he be LO?
Nah, he can't. Not on his best day.
Okay. Whoa. At their peak in the NBA, he was better than LO. Let's not go
I
crazy.
don't know about that. I'm looking. I don't know.
You do know about that.
I don't know. I'm looking. LO had like 17 and 10
with the Clippers,
years.
With the Clippers, those teams were horrible. They were just running up and down the court.
That first year, 03-04, Miami Heat. LO averaged 17, 10 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah, that was a bad team.
LO had some good years.
No, he did. LO was, listen, first of all, let me say this. Lamar Odom underachieved. I have a group of guys. Lamar Odom, Rudy Gay, Thaddeus Young. Who else is in there? It's a group of these guys that are from like 6'8" to like 6'10" that all underachieved, in my opinion. Because all of them, Josh Smith, all of those guys have the exact same skill set as LeBron James. All of them. Every last person I just named has the exact skill set.
Yeah, for sure.
And
all freak athletes, crazy bodies. Yeah, was supposed
can handle it, can run, can score, and just decided that what I'm doing is good enough. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them.
Yeah. I think Josh Smith, he had that physical attributes. He never developed the jumper and learned how to play winning basketball. Thaddeus Young kind of was just a role player. Rudy, injuries. I love Rudy, man. That was my boy.
Shout out to UConn.
But I'm looking to see what LO. LO gave you a 12-year stretch. And like LO was considered, so even with the years he fell off at the end, LO still at 13, 8, and 4 over.
Oh, yeah. He came up in a time where we didn't do the mental health stuff, right? We didn't do the mental health injuries. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do that.
Like Ben Simmons, his couple best years, he was at 15, 16. But Ben Simmons, I mean, come.
The thing with Ben, though, Ross,
he literally gave you a 4-year prime. That's it. But Ben Simmons is like Grant Hill, less than Grant Hill. He like Grant Hill in Orlando.
But that nigga Ross is disrespectful as hell. Disrespecting that man Grant. But Ben Simmons was a 3-time All-Star. He was he made 3rd-team All-NBA, 2-time first. See, because the defense was the thing. He made 2 first-team All-Defensive teams, led the league in steals in 2020. At 6'10", doing all that, led the league in steals out there guarding. We saw the job that he did on Trae Young. Trae Young is what, 5'11"? I'm just saying, he's 6'10", guarding a 5'11" guy.
Boy, and then the job Trae Young did on Ben Simmons ended his career.
Well, he didn't take the layup. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I'm just saying, I think I'm just putting it out there, pie in the sky. I'm just saying, like, the number's gonna be cheap. Put it like this. Is he better than Vanderbilt?
I don't think so.
Give me Ben Simmons over Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt plays a lot harder than Ben Simmons.
You haven't even. When the last time you seen Ben Simmons play, Ross? Really, be honest.
When the Clippers played the Lakers.
He barely got in the game.
Me and the homie had a bet. Shout out my boy World, who watches this, who be tapping in. World, if you hear, tap in. World was like you, and he been on the Ben Simmons. He gonna get it together. Mental health once he snap out of it. So we had a bet. He said Ben Simmons could get back to 16 points a game. So that's somebody I've been monitoring, and I let World know that Ben Simmons ain't nowhere close. So shout out. I keep tabs on Ben Simmons because we got to run a bet. That nigga ain't he's done. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's also a
contract. So I'm looking like he just got off the Sixers books in 2024.
Yeah,
he got guaranteed 177 million guaranteed.
Oh yeah, he
so
paid
like
up.
You said, he did. He played good enough to get that contract. So Ben Simmons is coming off 177 million guaranteed. So shoot, he can go ahead and sell out to the Suns. That boy can go back to Australia.
Yeah, go back to Australia. The thing though with the Clippers, and no disrespect to nobody over there though, is that like they play a brand of basketball that even in his prime, their brand of basketball wouldn't have fit what he does.
You don't think he could be a lob threat to James? Or a dump off? James could definitely dump off and Ben Simmons get a couple dunks.
Well, but again, now you're not fully taking advantage of what he can do, though, right? Because now you're putting him now in the Gordon spot in Denver, but he can do more than Gordon, though, right? Like
but
now
Gordon
if he did
that corner three too, though.
No, Gordon has turned himself. First of all, let's back up. Both of these guys were top picks. Gordon was a third or fourth overall pick.
Orlando,
to Orlando, yeah. So sometimes with some of these guys, I got to recalibrate and be like, hey, man, the motherfucker was a top pick. Like we thought he was gonna be good, really good. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm surprised that he got it together. You were supposed to be good. But I guess I understand where you're coming from, though, right? They're like, okay, can you do that? But again, like when he was at his prime, for as short as it was in Philly, it was him. He could handle the ball. He could run, like you say, run the floor. He don't even run the floor no more. That's the crazy part. He don't even run the floor. But
it's his back. He got a 40-year-old back.
I don't think that man back hurt, fam. I don't.
That's what he said.
What's the girl? Ruby Rose also said that she makes $400,000 a month on OnlyFans. So people say all kinds of wild shit. I don't think nobody makes it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers say all kinds of wild shit.
Okay.
But shout out to him though, man. Shout out to Ben Simmons. Okay, let's get to this tonight, Ross. Then we'll finish up with anything else you want to get to. I thought this MVP race was over maybe 3-4 weeks ago. I thought, hey, SGA got it locked up. He's averaging, 30-some points a game. He got all these 30-point games that he's had this year. The team is played unbelievable all season, even with some injuries, guys in and out of lineup. Most notably, the big fella Chet has been in and out of the lineup, but they've been solid. Obviously, nobody saw what Cleveland was going to do this year, but outside of Cleveland, it hasn't been close. They are 64-12, best record in the NBA, and they've been the best team in the NBA from day one, right? SGA has been the best player on the best team all year. Averaging right at basically 33 points a game, 32.8. Averaging how many? Almost 2 steals a game, 6 assists, 5 boards. Get to the shooting percentages because that's important as well. Shooting 52% from the field, 37% from 3, 90% from the free throw line. So 52, 37 splits is what he's shooting. I don't know why people are still saying that Jokic is the MVP. And I know people are going to go to, hold on before you take off. People are going to go to the numbers. Here's the problem with the numbers, and I'll pull it up in a second. It's the Steve Nash effect. When you give a guy an MVP before he really deserves it, and then those numbers improve, the argument becomes, well, he won MVP and his numbers were this, and now look at the numbers. And it's like, you got to watch the games, Lord. Shout out to KG, because I'm not impressed with those assist numbers because I watch the games. So I'm not impressed with those assist numbers.
Why?
The double is going to,
Why?
Well,
what about the assist?
Because I see how he gets the assist. ESPN only shows the over the shoulder. They show those passes. They don't show the other assists where he just rebounds the ball, throws it up the court, and the guy just catches it and like does a move and gets to the cup and lays it in. It's an assist. It's an assist, Ross. It's an assist.
No, that's your whole thing. You know that's the right play. That's him making the right play.
It is the right play, but nobody ever gave Kevin Love props for that play, though. And nobody throws a better outlet pass than Kevin Love.
An excellent outlet pass.
Nobody ever said, man, Kevin Love, really, you got to watch I'm watching the whole games. I don't care about no near triple-double because he won an MVP in which Westbrook averaged a triple-double in a season in which Jokic won the MVP. So I don't want to hear about no near triple-doubles. What I'm saying is you got a guy who's on a team who's going to win over 65 games. OKC is going to win damn near 70 games. Their best players averaging 33 points a game, and y'all want me to sit here and say, man, he ain't even MVP.
No, he's first in that category. He's first in wins. He's first in scoring. I give him that. Joker's averaging a career high 30. He's third in rebounds. So he's third in scoring. He's third in rebounds. He's second in assists at center. And he's shooting 58% from the field.
Okay.
What's he shooting from three? He's shooting 41 from three, Roy.
Okay, but he don't take as many as SGA, with that being said. But he is a great shooter. I'm not taking away. He's a great shooter.
But I'm saying, so he's averaging 3 less points than Shea, but he's averaging about eight more rebounds and 5 more assists.
Okay.
Which one equal out? That I mean, you is scoring the only thing important. So
no.
Year,
hold on. I'm gonna tell you what equals out. One guy has 47 wins. The other guy has 64 wins. Give me that guy with the 64.
Okay, let me ask you: if OKC and Denver met in the playoffs, who are you taking?
OKC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking OKC.
Okay.
The only team I'm taking to beat OKC is,
the Lakers. But the Lakers can't beat Denver. Who you taking? Lakers beat Denver?
Yes.
You get
we got Luka now. We got rid of the issue. The issue was Anthony Davis. He's gone. We good now. We rid ourselves of that issue. Lakers playing right now too. They playing. This is a big game tonight. They playing the Warriors tonight.
Warriors.
Yeah, that's a big TNT.
Let's get a live score check.
23-22. Warriors up first quarter. Yeah, that's a big game. Who the fuck is this with 9 points already? They let the little white boy already get 9 points. Okay, that's how they losing. He 3 for 3, so that means he ain't gonna hit shit the rest of the game.
Every guard have a good game against the Lakers.
Nah, he not that good though.
Every guard have good games against y'all. Y'all can't stand in front of nobody.
He's not that good though.
LeBron.
Okay. Oh, we good. LeBron ain't even scored yet. Yeah, we good.
Oh, Jimmy locking that up or Draymond? Which one? Huh? Draymond Defensive Player of the Year? Oh, okay. No. Okay. The Defensive Player of the Year locking that Bron stuff up. Okay.
Okay. All right. Who's guarding Austin Reeves? He got 9 points already. Who's guarding him?
So just in case, shout out.
Austin Reeves, it's 2 minutes left in the first quarter. He already got 5 threes for the game. Attempted. 3 for 5. Yeah, that's crazy.
Austin Reeves he got the ultimate green light. Shout out all our people watching. I don't know if y'all been tapped in, but go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I just want y'all to go back. We got some old content that we took off the page, but I'm gonna be dropping a new Instagram with some clips. But we got some old clips of my boy here, Mr. Truth Teller, Rolex Rich.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to hear his comments on Steph Curry hit the cliff, or do you retract your statements?
You do realize, Ross, he took 2 extended absences this year. That he had 2 times this year where he was quote unquote injured.
They still in the playoffs.
Okay, what that mean? What you
They
talking about?
They came from out the play-in to make. Now they what seed are they? Can we get an update? Let's see. Warriors.
They are like the 5th or 6th seed.
Okay, so they was down
So
in the play-in.
So let's give the full story. But let's give the full story of the teams that are behind them. Memphis has been a disappointment all year, and they just fired their coach literally last. Who fires their coach with 10 games left in the season? So they're a shit show. Minnesota has been disappointing the entire year. The Clippers have been a shit show the entire year. The Mavericks decided to trade their best player, and then everybody on the team got hurt. Sacramento, they blew it up and decided that they wanted to become the Chicago Bulls West. So yes, they are better than those teams, Ross. I'm sorry. It's been some shit in the West.
And Steph Curry's not played good this year.
He's been solid. He's been solid this year.
It don't look like a cliff.
Okay, listen. If you want your superstars,
he's averaging the same as Bron, I think. Let's see.
If you want, first of all, LeBron's 4 years, 5 years older. Let's act like and the difference between Steph and Bron, and you know this, Ross, is that Steph is only going to impact the game really scoring. He's going to get some assists here and there, but his impact is scoring the basketball. He's not going to do anything else. He's not going to rebound.
No, because he's the ultimate decoy. Also, he's the ultimate floor spacer.
I mean, that's
you got to pick him up at half court, so everybody else
y'all got to stop listening to Stephen A. Smith say that stupid shit. If he want to shoot half court shots all day, he can have at it, Hoss.
Okay, everybody tap into that Warriors-Lakers game and come comment on the video and let me know if Steph Curry's getting guarded at half court.
I mean, listen, people do bad. They have bad defensive game plans. Steph Curry, what did he hit the other day when he had the big game? He had 12 threes. He had 12 threes, right? So the question becomes to everybody, right? How many times is he going to hit 12 threes in a game? Even if he's hot. When he's hot.
How many times has he done it in his career? A bunch.
Okay, what's a bunch, right? What's a bunch? Let's say for sake of argument, let's say he's hit 12 threes 20 times in his career. Well, how many games has he played, Ross? A couple thousand? A thousand?
You are crazy, bro.
I'm just simply saying, if you're telling me that like you're scared that a guy's gonna hit 12 threes because he did it 20 times out of 2,000, okay. I mean, I'm gonna take my chances with it. I'm gonna take my chances with it, is what I'm telling you. Because who else on that team? I'm a guard Steph Curry. Draymond is no threat. Jimmy Buckets is a mid-range assassin. So I'm cool.
He's hit over 12 threes 19 times in his career.
And how many games has he played, Ross? He's been in the NBA for 17 goddamn years. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? 82 games. That ain't even a quarter of a season. You know what I mean? Like who? You know what I mean? Like who's tripping on? That's what people overthink that shit. I swear they do.
He's done it 9 times since 2021.
And that shows you the state of the NBA. There you go. That shows you the state of the NBA, which is why you can have LeBron James at 40, averaging 25. Steph Curry at 36, averaging 24, 25. We just talked about him. Kevin Durant, still averaging 27 points a game at, 35, 36 years old. Because we just running down the court throwing up shots now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And that's why I love, just to get back to SGA and the MVP race, that's why I love watching SGA. Now, people are crying about him getting fouls. That just means that you're a superstar. I'm sorry to put everybody on notice, because when James Harden was getting 50-point triple-doubles, guess what he was doing? Shooting a whole bunch of free throws. He wasn't scoring 50 points off buckets, right? He was shooting a whole bunch of free throws.
That's how Kobe back in the day. Same thing. KD, he led the league for scoring.
So was everybody. No one leads the league in. Typically, guys that lead the league in scoring are also top 5 in free throws that year. That's a fact. It comes with it. Like, you get a bunch of free throws because you're being aggressive, though. And that's my knock against Anthony Edwards. Because he's shooting so many threes, he's not being aggressive. SGA is being aggressive, getting to the cup, getting to the mid-range. When you settle for threes, you're not being aggressive. So you have to be aggressive, getting to the goal, putting the pressure on the defense, putting the pressure on the referees to blow the whistle.
How many free throws you think Joker shoot?
I don't know. Big guys are always weird with their free throws because they get refereed different.
6 a game.
Okay, so that's probably one of the top. He's probably one of the top guys in the league at 6 a game.
No,
Where's
man.
Where's he ranked in the league at 6 a game?
They shoot damn near 11 free throws a game.
No. I'm outside of him. I'm talking about outside of him. I'm talking about where's he ranked though at 6 a game?
Okay, let's see. At 6 a game. Let's see who lead. Yeah, see, that's interesting to look at. Let's pull that up. Free throws attempted.
Yeah.
So Giannis shoot 11, Shea shoots 9, Trae Young, Harden, Brunson, Lillard. See, guards. So Joker's 8th. But we can look at we all know he gets fouled a lot more. Joker should be shooting about 9 free throws a game.
I'm in agreement with you. Like big guys, it's that's why I said it's interesting because big guys get reffed a bit different. Because it's just more physical down there. You know what I'm saying? So but like him being 8th is still impressive.
Yeah, he shoots 80%. So if he was getting fouled the same, his points would be up.
But see, we can't say him
getting the benefit of that whistle.
But Shea is also going downhill more than because he's getting it in the paint, and then it's just bodies banging. It's like, okay, is it a foul? Is he initiating contact? Shea is getting it going downhill, so it's a little bit different. Although he is getting a very beneficial whistle, but Giannis is the best character. Like he's the best case study in this because that's his style. He is attacking downhill every single time.
And he shoots 11 free throws a game, but the problem is he only shoots 60%. If Giannis was around 80, 90% like Shea and Joker,
he'd be the MVP every
year. He'd be leading the league in scoring every single year.
Yeah, because he would be like 36 a game almost every year.
Yeah, he's at 30, 31. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
which is crazy that we really come to just kind of take Giannis for granted because you talking consistent top 5 defender every single year with the blocks and the help defense, even though off the ball, the steals. Then you're talking about 30 points a game, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, like so waking up with that. You know, you could just chalk. Giannis is probably the one guy where you could just write that in.
So this is why I'm saying like those assists are capped by Joker because no one on the planet thinks that Giannis is anywhere near the passer that Joker is. But yet Giannis averages 6 assists a game this year. 6 assists a game.
But any guy that garnered that much attention, Roy, you're gonna be able to get some assists because
that's my point with Joker. That's my point.
So no one thinks that
Giannis is a good passer.
If I'm good enough as a scorer to where I'm gonna make guys help and I kick out and make the right pass and I get an assist off that, you can't say, oh, that assist don't count because you just kicked out to a shooter. No, I'm the reason that defender had to come help. So that's why I get the assist.
So that's not necessarily my argument. My argument would be, why isn't Giannis an MVP candidate? He averages 30, 12, and 6. Why is he not?
No, I'm saying he should. It should be Shea, Joker, Giannis.
But he averages more points than Giannis, don't he? I'm sorry, than Joker, don't he?
1 point. And he has 5 less assists and 2 less rebounds.
Hold on, how many rebounds? How many rebounds is he averaging?
Joker averaging 12.
Giannis is averaging 12, 11.8.
Let's see. Hold on.
Hey, what are you talking about? He averaging 11.8.
Hold on. Joker averaging more. Hold on. Let me see. Joker's number 2 in rebounds. Joker's averaging 12.8. Giannis 11.8.
So it's 1 rebound apart, one point apart. The difference is the assist, right? So the difference is the assist.
The assist and Joker shooting 40.
Oh, now we want to go to percentages. See, now we want to go to percentages now. See?
Percentages matter and wins, like you said with Shea.
Okay, let's go to that then. Because Giannis is shooting 67% from the field. That's pretty good.
And what from 3?
Well, you want me to get the answer? Hold on, where he at from 3? Hold on. Well, he don't shoot threes.
Is he 21, 22 from 3?
Well,
and
we don't shoot.
60%. He's shooting the same from the field as he is from the free throw line.
Well, hey, that's pretty good. Well, that's pretty good. So you're talking about so the difference between Giannis and Joker are the assists, essentially. It's the assist.
The assist and Joker's just a little bit more efficient, I would say.
Okay,
like
but
at the end of the game, at the end of the game,
MVP
at the
race
end of the game, you can't foul. No, I'm finna clarify. At the end of the game, you can't foul Joker. And like we've seen Jokers hitting buzzer beaters. We've seen against the Lakers, he'll hit these crazy over the head threes. We've seen him go 12 for 12 from the free throw line. Like Joker's just like, I think that'll be what Joker takes to his legacy. Like when his name gets sketched in history and we start comparing him with those other centers, I think it'll be the consistency and just the efficiency that, like, bro, think about it. He's Tim Duncan with even a little bit more. like he's a more talented Tim Duncan.
So I remember a game with Giannis with a championship on the line.
Nah, I give him props for that.
When he put up a 50 ball.
I give him props for that.
And if I recall, I think he went like 11 for 12, or he only missed like one free throw that game. And the world didn't care.
No, I cared. I cared for sure.
In my opinion, it's the second greatest playoff game of all time. Only behind Magic. I'm talking about like finals game of all time. Only behind Magic Johnson as a rookie. That's the only game I'm thinking is a better game all time.
In the finals?
In the finals.
Ooh, that's a great point, because you might be right. No, I remember watching that.
What up, world? Yeah,
I mean, you read what World say. World is crazy. World's the biggest Giannis hater. Read what World say.
Role play. Yeah, I say role play. He's in CA. That's OD. But so Magic was a rookie. That's why it's extra impressive. And he played center. And he got 42, 15, and I think 10 or 9, something like that. It was a crazy game to close out a championship. I mean, my God. But Giannis got a 50 ball. Effing 50 ball.
In the finals.
And he's not a good free throw shooter, and he went crazy from the free throw line. So Giannis just gets totally disrespected in all these MVP conversations, in my opinion. Because his numbers are there every year. We just don't care.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, Giannis, game 6 against Phoenix. Yeah, they even have it ranked. It says he had 50. He was 16 to 25. He had 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, but he went 17 to 19 from the free throw line.
Hold on, give me that one more time. 50 points, 5 blocks. How many rebounds?
14 rebounds.
14 rebounds.
17 to 19 from the line.
And 16 of what from the field? 16 or 20? That's an amazing fucking game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That ESPN got it ranked. That's the second. It say LeBron number 1. That game 6. They didn't put Magic Johnson. They said that game 6.
What game 6 for LeBron? With who?
Against the Warriors.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I guess so, because he needed that to go to a game 7.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they disrespected your boy. Okay, and then now Tim Duncan in 2003 against the Nets. Tim Duncan gave you 32, 20 rebounds, 7 blocks, 3 steals. 32 and 20.
The only what game was that though? That wasn't like a clinching game though, right? That was like a game.
So that was game 6.
Okay.
That was game 6.
Oh, so that was the clinching it.
Hold on. No. Okay, so back to back. He gave you 32 and 20 game 5. Game 6, he came back with a 21, 20, and 10. 21, 20, and 10.
So y'all gotta go talk to Kenyon Martin about that. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying that's Joker-ish. Like, that's the type of stuff we see. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, Tim Duncan was a hell of a player. I just think that I'm surprised they got that Giannis game that high, because I vividly remember The next day, Stephen A coming on here and saying so. I was like, hold on, what? Motherfucker had 50 in a closeout game. Fuck are you talking about?
Because Milwaukee's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee ain't marketable enough. They got Magic Johnson 8th on the list.
Yeah, that's crazy. Listen, if a rookie comes into the NBA right now and go, what did he go? 42, 15? What was his line? Do they have his line?
Yeah, Magic Johnson, 42, 15, and 7 as a rookie.
And he played center. He started at center.
That's crazy. Going from point guard to center. Yeah, that's crazy.
Center, bro.
That's like if Wemby would have made the finals and then had to play point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, man. Who the hell? Like, we're just taking 42 and 15 in a closeout game like it ain't nothing. That's crazy. From a rookie. Come on, man.
Yeah, from a rookie, it's crazy.
Insane. That's insane. And that's back when the quote-unquote NBA was, well, not quote-unquote NBA, but when the NBA was quote-unquote physical as hell, right? This is when men were men and they was beating you up. And you know,
was back in Cocaine Cowboys time.
Look, hilarious. Look, when I didn't know World was a Giannis hater.
Hater, big Giannis hater.
He had 50s because the Suns was the last team to single play.
So he's saying the Suns didn't double him. He's saying he don't know why the Suns.
You know what's funny though? And God bless the day coach at the time. What's my dude's name? He was a longtime assistant here in
Monty.
Monty, yeah, because he lost his wife in a tragic accident. Shout out to him. He trusted dumbass DeAndre Ayton, who said, I got him. I wouldn't have trusted Ayton at all, dominating. I wouldn't have trusted this goofy ass at all. You're getting killed, nigga. We bringing some doubles. And to World's point, who is it? Budenholzer, who had that horrible fucking offense where all you got to do is just wall up.
Yeah.
Remember when
Miami kind of figured it out.
They just started walling up, and then motherfucker couldn't score because they have no actual offense. Yeah, I'm with you. They did try to play one-on-one against them. It was stupid. I thought the philosophy, though, was, hey, we're going to let him do him, and we're going to guard everybody else.
Right.
The problem was they didn't bank on him going 17 from 19 from the free throw line.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when he did that, that kind of messed up the game plan, you know. And I wanted Chris Paul to win the chip, man. I like Chris Paul. He's an asshole, but I like Chris Paul.
Well, we got my boy World on here. So World is the Ben Simmons sympathizer. He's also KD is the GOAT to hater.
How can you be a Giannis hater and a Ben Simmons sympathizer?
That's insane. What I'm saying. And then KD just he gets no he don't got to take no responsibility for how his career turned out these last couple of years. Like World is every year KD gonna bounce back. Phoenix Suns was supposed to be something, they end up being so shout out World, man. We got him on here. You know, I will say he loyal.
Who thought his toe was on the line? It wasn't my fault. His toe was on the line and lost the game. Shout out to Giannis. Shout out to Giannis. You and Skip Bayless want to talk about if he was one size smaller, he would have won the game. Come on, man.
That's his favorite thing to talk about.
And look, I got a soft spot in my heart for KD. He went to the University of Texas for that 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of props for me.
Hey, World, why you in here? Put whoever you think KD should go to next year. Why you in here? You probably missed it earlier. Let's just hear from a KD real fan. You know how the kids say Paul George is the GOAT. To World, KD is the GOAT. So let's hear where you want your boy going next year.
In comparison to the kids, World got more sense. KD is way closer to the GOAT than this motherfucker. And
yeah, I will say probably the pure scorer of the basketball.
You know, speaking of that, hold on. Speaking of pure scores, God damn, let me say this. I'm tripping. I'm super tripping, man. Talking about scores and talking about because it's bringing me to the mind right now of like you know how you say like player comps, right? Like who does a person remind you of? Who's the player comp? And you see guys, man, and you say scorers. when you start talking about pure scores, obviously you got the Jordans, your Kobe's, right? I think Dominique doesn't get enough props to being a scorer. You got your Larry Birds in there. I always saw KD and thought of Iceman George Gervin, especially being here in San Antonio. Like if you go back and watch some of that old George Gervin film, they're kind of built the same, real long. You know what I'm saying? Get whatever shot they want, get to the cup, shoot the ball. Oh, here we go. He said the same teams we brought up: the Timberwolves, Houston. Now Orlando. Orlando, but he did bring the T-Wolves is there. What you think about World? Cause we talked about what's the last thing we said? Who do we go to?
Memphis.
Oh, Memphis. What about Memphis? If they give
Jaren
up
and Bane.
Jaren and Bane, yeah. Jaren and Bane.
Orlando, we got some pieces to off though.
The brothers got to get broken up though. The brothers gonna have to get broken up.
Nah, everybody gonna go after one of them for sure.
Yeah, you got to give up one of the brothers. But if you can get Ben Caro,
well, we got Jonathan Isaac, who you can move on from. Cole Anthony kind of is on that brink. Even the rookie we drafted, Anthony Black, the point guard, he can go. I think Suggs is our guard. The 3-man we drafted last year, he was good. I think Suggs, Ben Caro, and Wagner. And then you kind of even Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter would be a good trade piece for somebody.
Yeah, no, that's a good piece. I'm with you on that piece. I'm with you on that piece. I don't know, man. For me, going back to the MVP thing for a second, I think at this point in time, with the 64 wins, he's gonna get close to 70. It's just SGA, and we just gotta grin and everybody gotta grin and bear it because Joker got an MVP. That first MVP, if you go back and look at that first Joker MVP. I think he was averaging like 24 points a game. I'm almost positive he averaging like 24 points a game, like 20. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's always the Steve Nash rule. Because what happened with Steve Nash, they gave him an MVP because the team success and what he was doing with the passing and the scoring. And then the next year, all the numbers for Steve Nash were better. And they was like, well, shit, the team has like the same record and all his numbers better. I guess we got to give it to him again. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he didn't deserve it that first year. But now you put yourself in a trick bag. And so like Giannis probably didn't deserve that first one. But then after that, every year his numbers were better. And it was like, well, shit, we gave him MVP with 24 and like 11. So now we got to give it to the motherfucker when he's averaging 28 and 12. And his team is playing better. So he's getting better and better and better. And it's looking back like y'all probably shouldn't have gave him that first one. Y'all should have just held your horses and it would have been more justifiable.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah. His numbers have improved every year since. Yeah.
They gave him a premature MVP. And it was the white boy thing. Let's just call a spade, Ross. No, we're talking that first MVP. They were so happy that they had a European that they could give the MVP that was a candidate. Like, oh, he's the MVP. Not knowing that, like, that was the tip of the iceberg of where his game was going. Had they just held back and chilled, they could have gave him like 4 in a row, no problem.
Okay, so hold on. Nah, it ain't as bad as you say. So I'm looking. So Giannis won. So Giannis won back-to-back.
As he should have.
19 and 20. 19, he was at 28 and 13. 20, he was at 30 and 14. Joker came in 21 and averaged. It was 26, 11, and 8. So we
went from back-to-back years of a motherfucker averaging over 30 to 26.
Right, but it was the 8. It was the 8, and then it was the record. The next year, he went from 26, 11, and 8. The next year, he went to 27, 14, and 8. You got to reward that. You got to. So those two back-to-back. Now, the one everybody should be crying about is Embiid, and he played 66 games last year. But Embiid averaged 33 and 10, and then I don't even think they made it out the first round. Did they make it out?
It's not whoa. It's not a postseason award. It's a regular season award. It's a regular season award, Ross. 33-11. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on, Lord. It's a 33-11. Y'all can't just act like that ain't, that we just gonna just poo-poo 33-11. Shout out to World. World got SGA as the MVP. I'm with you, World. SGA the MVP. We just got to move on. Listen, I don't think Joker's going to win another MVP. I think Joker got to win another chip before he can win another MVP.
It's a regular season award. What you talking about?
I'm sorry. As a voter, you got to, after we've already given you 4, how many got? 3? We already gave you 3. 4 is getting to super historic range. So you got to win another. I mean, it's the same reason Lamar Jackson didn't get the MVP in the NFL this year. Lamar should have gotten the MVP.
Yes.
But we're not going to keep giving you MVPs, though, fam. We're just not. I'm sorry. We're not going to do it. They didn't do it for Jordan. To the NBA's defense, they didn't even do it for Michael Jordan, who they love, the golden child. They didn't do it for him.
So who was winning MVPs in between Jordan and
Malone won an MVP in there. Charles Barkley won an MVP in there. I think those are the 2 guys that won MVPs. Like they broke up his run.
So what in the hell did they do to deserve one over Michael Jordan in that time? It couldn't have been scoring. It had to be filling the stat sheet.
Ask the voters.
It had to be the same thing Joker over Shea, because in that case, Jordan would won every year because he led the league in scoring all them years.
Well, listen, you got to ask the vote. Don't ask me. Ask the voters. So let me see. So let me go back. So what the hell did I just go to? That's a bullshit. Most valuable player. Okay, so let's go to the MVPs. So let's go to the MVPs. Let's go back. Winners.
92-93, Charles Barkley won.
As he should have. He had a hell of a team that year. That's his first year in Phoenix. So shout out to Barkley. So Jordan won in 90-91, 91-92. Barkley won. Then Jordan retired. Hakeem won. David Robinson won. He came back, won MVP. Then Carl. So he won 4. He won 4 doing that 6 championship run. He won 4 MVPs when they won the 6.
Okay. No, I agree. They got tired of giving it to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, and
that's my point.
92-93 averaged 33 points a game, and they won. Charles Barkley won the MVP, averaging 26 and 12, 26, 12, and 5. Even Hakeem averaged 26, 13, and Dominique averaged 30. So Charles won for the Joker reason, pretty much. It was the stat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Karl Malone won that one in 96-97 and broke up the run.
In 96-97. Okay, Karl Malone. Now that was when they went back to back. So Malone was at 27 and 10, and Jordan was at 30 and 6. Yeah. Now 27 and 10 and 30 and 6. See, I'm taking 27 and 10.
Damn, you know what's crazy? With all my NBA knowledge, I promise on everything I love, I did not know that Karl Malone won 2 MVPs. I thought he only had 1.
What other year did he win?
98-99.
So he won back to back.
No, he won it. Jordan won it. Then he won it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not know he won
it. A lot of years he was like 3rd, so he finished.
No, it's Karl Malone. Let's not get it fucked up. It's Karl Malone. You know what I mean? Like, you're a bad motherfucker.
Now that second MVP, 98-99, that was a gift. I'm looking. Karl Malone averaged 24 and 9.
I think that's the shortened season, though. I think that's the short NBA year. I think that's the short year that that's Tim Duncan's, I think, year where the Spurs win the chip.
Yeah.
So, everybody's kind of like out of whack that year. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't really.
Iverson should have won. Iverson led the league. He averaged 27. They ain't want Iverson to win it.
But they probably, what was their record though that year? They probably were trash that year.
That was the year before he took them to the finals.
Yeah.
Shaq was at 26 and 11. Shaq really could have won it.
I mean, Shaq could have won it a bunch of years.
We got to be honest. Shaq probably has the biggest argument to not winning more MVPs. How many MVPs? He only won 1?
He only won 1. Yeah, he got 1. That's it.
That's foul.
Kobe only won 1. Shaq only won 1. That's it.
That's foul.
Steve Nash got the same amount of MVPs as Kobe and Shaq combined.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
And that's why
LeBron, complexion for protection.
And that's why LeBron got him on his podcast now. Shout out to LeBron, man. Bring a 2-time MVP on the pod. Back to back. Shout out to he definitely got
Do
the
you
complete.
see Luka winning the MVP?
Oh yeah, he gonna win. Now that he in LA, he definitely gonna win one. Now he in LA.
I think Luka's gonna be one of those guys where every year he'll put up the numbers. This year, obviously, we're getting adjusted, but next year I wouldn't be surprised if Luka went up to 32 a game.
Can we also say this? Can we also say this though before you go? That the NBA also got tired of giving LeBron the MVP award as well. He won 4 in 5 years, and then they just said, "We good on this nigga. We're not giving him no more." He won 4 in 5 years. The only person that broke up his run was Derrick Rose. And really, if you look at the numbers, LeBron's numbers are better, but Derrick Rose is a young bull. The Bulls had a hell of a season.
They beat him 4 times that year.
Okay, that's fine. But, it's not a you versus me award. It's a,
because that's the reason y'all took Josh Allen over Lamar. That's the whole reason why Mahomes,
not me. I took Josh Allen outright.
Similar to Joker and Embiid. When the two, hold on, when 1 and 2 match up now, if one guy loses 4 times, like if Shea lost the Joker all 4 times, then it would be Joker's award.
It depends on how close it is, I guess. It depends on how close it is. Like if all the numbers and percentages and the team record is like all right there, then maybe I guess you go to that. For me, going back to your Josh Allen point, I thought Josh was the MVP because he did more with less that year. I thought he did more with the absolute. He had
Derrick Rose and LeBron, the same argument.
But that was a good bull.
Who had more, LeBron in Miami or Derrick Rose in Chicago?
Man, Dwayne Wade knees was fucked up. Chris Bosh got blood clots on the way. UD, I hear average
on the way. It's crazy. Blood clots on the way.
I know. I'm foul for that. I'm sorry. And that's my guy. That's my Texas boy. That's my Texas boy, by the way. Shout out to my Texas boy.
So Wemby had blood clots on the way all year. Crazy, y'all.
That's my Texas boy, Chris. I met Chris Bosh too, man. I had never met him before because he's a year younger than me. I never met him before. But one of my homeboys I grew up with was the running back at Georgia Tech. He was the starting running back. Actually, fun fact, he upon his graduation, he had the bowl record for most rushing yards in a bowl game. When he graduated from Georgia Tech, he had 300 and some yards in a bowl game. I forgot what it was, one of these bowl games, but he had like 300 and some yards. Somebody ended up breaking it like a couple of years ago, but he had like 300 and something yards, so he had the record for a bowl game. But anyway, I went to Georgia Tech to go kick it with him one time, and we kicking it. We go to a sorority party and shit, and he introduced me to everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is my man, dog. Go back with him. It's my nigga. We used to hoop together. Da, 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 da. And then Chris Bosh and Jared Jack walk in. He's like, man, I'm finna introduce you to these niggas, man. And look, now he putting me over now. You know me, I'm like 5'9" and a half, maybe 5'10" in the right shoes. And this nigga walking me up to Jared Jack and fucking Chris Bosh on, hey, man, my nigga will lock you up, Jack. I'm telling you, man. This my nigga. He played the point. I'm like, oh, whoa, relax. I'm like, oh.
Hey, don't do that.
Yeah, they looking at me. Who the fuck is this nigga, man? I'm like, yo, relax. But no. Man, Bosh was cool as shit. And I was, Bosh from Dallas. So, we know me and Bosh know a lot of the same people. We just didn't know each other. You know what I'm saying? But we know a lot of the same motherfuckers. And he was super cool. At that time, he could have been a super ass. Motherfuckers can be an asshole if they want to. You know what I'm saying? But
Jared Jack from over there?
No. I don't know where Jared Jack from. He was just the starting point guard then. You know what I'm saying? He was a starting point guard at G-Tech then. Shout out to that G-Tech team was really good with Jared Jack at the point, because Jared Jack is like 6'3", 6'4".
That's one of those underappreciated guys. You remember we used to give a spotlight to guys like that. Jared Jack, for the kids, you look at the bald head and think it's sweet if you want to. Jared Jack will give you buckets. That boy had 18 before you know it.
Hey, you hear me? I'm telling my partner, he'll lock you. Whoa, relax, nigga. I want no problems with this nigga.
Jared Jack started over Steph. That was a big thing to start Steph over Jared Jack.
Because I was sizing him up, and I'm like, this motherfucker is big, way bigger than he look on TV. God damn, this nigga's big, like physically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, Jared Jackson really was real good. Shout out to him. Yeah, we do got to do that though. Make sure we give some props. You know, because I like those guys like that. The Jaren Jacks of the world. The what's my guy? The Andre Millers of the world. You know,
Those underappreciated guys, man. Yeah,
you got to give because it's a lot of them out there that like people take for granted. A lot of the young kids take for granted. You know, we be in the gym sometimes and somebody will yell out a name and say, "Hey man, you playing like such and such," and they take it as disrespect. And it's like, no, that motherfucker is a, you know, like motherfucker is a ball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you know what? Here's the thing. Somebody was calling somebody. They're like, hey man, you out here. They said something. They said after the game, they said, dude, you remind me of J.R. Smith. He was like, what the fuck? And I was like, nigga, J.R. Smith is a guy. I mean, I hear you. That motherfucker came out of high school and was a bucket in the NBA.
Oh, J.R. Smith was catching alleys and going between the legs. Like, are you crazy?
And had a three ball. Yeah.
Probably like, the toughest shot, one of the toughest shot makers. Yes. Like that was a thing with Jay. He gonna hit the toughest ones.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of these young kids, they don't, you know, they hear
and
some of
JR was coming out there hooping off the Henny all night, strip club, you know what I'm saying? Hooping off the Henny. What? JR legend. Fried. One of the you know, the OG weed smokers of the NBA. You know what I mean?
Hooping off the Henny is crazy. Hooping off the Henny.
JR was coming in there crazy. One of the homies was on that Denver Nuggets team, shout out Balkman, and he was telling some Ronaldo Balkman. He was telling some stories. Yeah, he from Florida. Him and my partner played overseas together. He was telling some stories about JR. JR, big time drinker, you know, in the club. And then they were just saying how amazing it was because he could just show up the next day and be ready. You know, some dudes is built like that. Like, you know, that's a different type of. In the league, they have a different type of lifestyle because what people don't know is they only playing basketball 4 or 5 hours out the day. The rest of the day, they living like rock stars. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that time when them guys was coming fresh out of high school, you know, wilding. Like the people like JR and Josh Smith and them guys, we mentioned a couple of them. That's why the league don't allow them to come out of high school right now. Because them jokers came to the league and lost their goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? They was wilding. That was it. It got too wild. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to reel it in, and because of the JRs, the OJ Mayos, the OJ Mayo went to USC, but you know that era of players. If all those guys would have played in today's NBA, like if J.R. Smith played in, Michael Porter Jr. is J.R. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's a bunch of guys. It's a bunch of guys shooting 8, 9 threes a game that aren't nearly the shooters that they were, and we were looking at them as, you know, low IQ basketball players because they shot the ball so much. Where now this is embraced. You know what I'm saying? You got Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench shooting 8, 9 threes a game. You know what I'm saying? He literally is coming off the bench to shoot a bad shot at the end of the quarter. You know what I'm saying? That was JR. You know.
Yeah. Because I think my man Mayo, he got an issue with he got like a drug ban, right? OJ Mayo did?
Yeah, for smoking. And now they're able to smoke.
Yeah, I think didn't my man
another one, Josh Howard. You remember Josh Howard?
Didn't Tyreek Evans also get a ban?
Tyreek Evans. Yeah.
Josh Howard was a bucket with the Mavericks.
Josh Howard got kicked out the league.
He was a bucket too. Tyreek Evans was on his way though. Tyreek Evans
to all the kids, go look at Tyreek Evans first couple years.
He was one of the ones.
I don't know if my boy World's still in here, an underappreciated guy. I give World some props. World put me on. I used to hate on him. Kevin Martin. You remember Kevin Martin?
Yeah. That funny ass shot. Kevin Martin was a bucket.
Kevin Martin played in today's NBA.
Kevin Martin was
a bucket. He was shooting that thing from the hip. From the hip.
I would never tell anybody to shoot like that, but that nigga was a bucket with that shot.
Can you imagine if he was in today's NBA?
Yeah, he'd be unstoppable.
Brandon Roy?
Yeah, Brandon Roy is the one. Yeah, Brandon Roy. See, I told somebody that Brandon Roy is better. For me, Brandon Roy is better than Dame Lillard. right? Like if I could like have their primes run, well, here's what you're getting from Brandon Roy. You getting a guy who played in a, everybody would agree, a tougher NBA, a more physical, a tougher NBA, and was an absolute. What has Dame Lillard? You got to tell me what Dame Lillard has done of any scenario. We saw Dame Lillard go 2-on-2, him and CJ versus Steph and Clay, and got his ass destroyed.
Right, but he took that Portland team to the Western Conference Finals. I don't
Yes,
know if Brandon Roy ain't win the playoff series.
First of all, don't be disrespectful.
Dame was winning the playoff series as a rookie.
Don't be disrespectful to Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy, first of all, Brandon Roy is the bigger player. He's taller than Dame. What is he, 6'5", 6'6"? What does he go? What they got Brandon Roy? They got him listed at 6'6", so he's a bigger guard, number one, first and foremost. And he was playing the 1 and the 2, so he's a way bigger guard. Athleticism, I would say probably about the same, right? Probably about the same. He made a second team All NBA in 2009. That's a tough All NBA team to make, Ross. Come on, man. In 2009, that's a tough All NBA team.
I'm finna tell you who he lost to. He never won a playoff series, like I said. He lost to
like 3 good years before he got hurt.
He lost to the 08-09 Houston Rockets with T-Mac, Yao, Ray Frost, and Brent Berry, Battier, Aaron Brooks. They lost in 6. They lost 4-2. He lost to Phoenix in 2010 to Barbosa, Dragic, Dudley, Shannon Fry, Grant Hill, Robin Lopez, Steve Nash, Jay Rich, Amari. So that last year Amari was there.
That's the team that should have won the chip.
He lost to them, and then he lost to Dallas the year they won the finals. So I mean,
he lost to a really good team. He shouldn't have beat none of those teams, to be honest with you.
But you talking Dame making the Western Conference Finals.
Team. Who the hell has Dame beat that was any good in the fight? He made one Western Conference Finals and got his ass towed up. He lost 4-1. He lost 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals.
But Dame's whole thing was in the playoffs, he was gonna show up. Dame. Listen,
Brandon Roy got a final shot. He got a shot against somebody. Well, no, that was against the Rockets. That wasn't the playoffs. Listen, man, just because Dame hit a shot against your boy, y'all's GOAT, that don't mean that he better. Give me Brandon Roy over Dame Lillard. Fuck that. Give me Brandon Roy.
I don't know, man.
Let me see who that All NBA was in 2009. Hold on, let me see. Can I see who the All NBA team was 2009? Because I'm gonna tell you the type of baller he was around. 2009 All NBA team. Here we go. Let's look at this. Let's look at these teams because y'all acting like he came to a league that was sweet. So the first team, hold on, that ain't it. Where am I at? All NBA team.
He finna pull up the All NBA.
Yeah. Y'all acting like he came to a league that was sweet. Yeah, y'all acting like he came to a league. He came to a league when motherfuckers was hooping. Okay, there we go. So the first team All NBA that year was Dwight Howard, LeBron, Kobe, D Wade, Chris Paul. All first ballot Hall of Famers, bad motherfuckers. You not getting Dame is not cracking that top 5 in 08 and 09. He's not better than Chris Paul in 2009.
So do you want me to pull up the All NBA teams from when Dame was in? Come on, Roy.
Yeah, hold on. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. When did he make his first one? After how many years?
Second year, he made 13.
Okay, who was on that team? What year was that?
That was
soft ass league.
2013, 2014.
Soft ass league. Let's go. Who was on that team?
So first team was KD, LeBron, Chris Paul, James Harden, and Noah. Second year.
Whoa. Who'd you say the last person?
Joakim.
Was who? Oh, that's when they had to have a center. That's crazy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the same year whenever Joakim got Defensive Player of the Year, didn't he?
I don't give a fuck. It's no
Defensive
scenario.
Player of the Year that year.
I don't give a shit. Give him Defensive Player of the Year. It's no scenario when he
Gator.
should be
Don't say nothing bad about Joakim Noah.
I like Joakim Noah. It's no scenario where he should be first team All NBA. But go ahead, because I don't even know. I don't even know Dwight Howard's numbers. But just give me Dwight Howard. But go
that
ahead.
was Dwight in Houston, though. That was Dwight in Houston.
I don't care.
You
Give me
like Dwight with James Harden in Houston?
Yeah. Over Joakim Noah. Yeah. Give me that.
Second team was Steph, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, Dwight, Tony Parker. Tony Parker was balling then. That's when they beat LeBron.
Hold on. What year was that? Hold on. Watch this, though. I love keep
13,
going.
14.
Okay, go with your third team. Go ahead.
Was Dame and LaMarcus, but they both made 13.
Okay. So you do know on my list that Tony Parker guy you just said? That motherfucker made third team All NBA.
he made second team this year.
No. Hold on. That point, he was damn near done at that point. That's 13. He only had like 3 more years left after that. I'm talking 09.
Who you take, Tony Parker or Chris Paul?
Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a better ball player. Chris Paul's a better overall player than Tony Parker. Y'all got to stop this. I'm not shitting on Tony Parker, but Chris Paul is a better overall ball player. If you put Chris Paul on those Spurs team, they still win a chip.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Stop.
I don't know because see, I was real critical at that point of Chris Paul. I feel like Chris Paul tried to over orchestrate, and sometimes you just pass the ball, you're not gonna get the assist. And early on, I feel like Chris Paul
who he was playing with though.
Wanted the assist.
He was playing with David West, my boy from H-Town, to Mecca Okafor. No disrespect, that's my guy. Graduated the same year. That's my guy. We go back. Shout out to Mecca, Bel Air High School. That's my guy. But he's playing with David West, Mecca Okafor, David Wesley, Jamal
Mashburn.
He got to do more. World put a good name in there too. We got to talk about. We'll get to him on another day. Andre Karolinko, AK-47.
Until he got dunked on by Baron Davis and his career was over.
Ooh, that was nasty. Baron threw the whole jersey. Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, Karolinko was a prime defender. He guarded Kobe well. I used to love them Utah Jazz teams with Karolinko,
Darren Williams, the Texas
Darren Williams, Boozer. They had Mehmet Okur. I used to love them Jazz teams, and then that boy Darren Williams just did it to him.
Nasty. That was super nasty too.
Shout out Baron Davis. Baron Davis don't get the love he deserves.
Hold on, I'm looking at this 09 third team. They just like Jason. Listen, this is why I say you got to watch the games, because I'm looking at the stat, because they got the stat line. So Tony Parker made third team All NBA. He averaged 22 points, 7 assists, 3 boards, right? Okay, got you. But also on that third team was Jason Kidd, who averaged 9 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Listen, I love Jason Kidd. And I know NBA was a different place back then because it wasn't that many shots. So that was a good line back then. But averaging 9, 6, and 8 and being third team All NBA sounds crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, you talking about Joakim. See what I'm saying?
9, 6, and 8 sounds crazy.
And you talk about Joakim.
I kept looking like I kept hitting refresh. I was like, okay, maybe that's a different year. No, this nigga averaged 9, 6, and 8. Okay. All right. Shout out to my nigga J Kidd. God damn. Paul Pierce, that was third team that year. So that was a lit third team, the 09. Pau Gasol, Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce, Tony Parker, Jason Kidd. Some buckets. That's some buckets right there in that third team.
I think you got to reevaluate your Tony Parker take, though. I think Tony Parker.
You think he's better than Chris Paul? So okay,
what's Chris Paul's career gonna go down? Like, are we gonna be looking at him like the Dominique Wilkins and the different guys of? Well, Okay, are we gonna be looking at him like Stockton, or are we gonna be looking at him like Dominique and them guys that never quite could win? Or like, where's Chris Paul? I think he's well respected, but like at the end of the day, what we just gonna say? He was a solid point guard. He was.
I'm glad you asked me this question. So for non-Jordan apologists, it's very easy because see, only people who think Jordan is the GOAT have a problem with like putting people's career in perspective that didn't win a chip. For me, it's very easy because I don't put any extra weight on chips. Now, I'm sorry, I don't put any extra weight on not winning a chip. I put weight on the fact that everywhere he went, those teams got better instantly. Including his brief stop in OKC. Everywhere that man has gone, those teams got better. So I gotta put weight on that. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton looked a whole lot better when Chris Paul was their point guard. That's all I'm gonna tell you. They made the NBA Finals, Ross. I hear you. They made the NBA Finals when Chris Paul was their point guard. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
All right, but you talking about a guy who won?
Who won? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Tony Parker.
Yeah, but he played with a guy who should be on a lot of people's top 10 all-time list, and Tim Duncan. He also played with another.
You talking about a guy that came in at 19 immediately. That's like what Rondo was able to do with Boston.
Yes, with 3 Hall of Famers around him. That's my point. You talking Rondo, and you're talking goddamn, what's the boy name? Shit. I forgot his damn name.
Rondo or Chris Paul?
Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a better player than Rondo. He's a better player than Tony Parker. Those guys were surrounded by. You think that if you would have put Chris Paul on the team with Boston, they wouldn't have won? You think if you would have put Chris Paul with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and the Spurs system, he wouldn't have won?
I think we got to go back and look at Chris Paul and towards the end of his career, he learned how to be a great teammate. Was he a good teammate his whole career? Why it didn't work with Blake Griffin in the Clippers? Why it didn't work?
Hold on. Jordan punched the teammate. I don't care about that, right? Jordan socked the motherfucker in the eye. So I don't care about all that.
Why couldn't they win at the Clippers?
What do you mean, why couldn't they win at the Clippers?
He had
you think they hold on. You think they were supposed to win?
He had everything you could ask for.
What the fuck did he have?
He had Jamal Crawford. He had JJ Redick. He had Matt Barnes. He had Blake Griffin. He had DeAndre Jordan. They had everything.
Oh, so that based on what you just told me, Ross, you think Chris Paul is better than Rondo and Tony Parker? Because you're telling me that he's supposed to take that team and win a chip. So that means you think that he's better than those guys.
No,
because you don't think that Tony Parker would have led that team to a chip.
I think Tony Parker would have kept it together better than Chris Paul. Chris Paul let the team fall apart. Too many times we've seen it. Who's the best player on that LA Clippers team? It should have been Chris Paul, but it was Blake Griffin. It was Blake Griffin.
The problem is on that team, right? Is your 6-foot point guard is the dog. He's the dog because Blake ain't got no dog like that. Let's be real.
DeAndre was a dog at that time.
He a Texas boy. Shout out to Deontay Jordan.
He was leading the league in blocks and dunking on everybody.
But he's an offensive threat, though. You can't throw him the ball. He don't shoot free throws well. You can't throw him the ball. He's just a lob guy. That's all he is. He's a great defender and a lob guy. So you got Blake Griffin now, who got, no disrespect to Blake Griffin, but really he's not that type of a dog to where he's just gonna like impose his physical will in the game.
What?
And Jamal Crawford, come on, Ross.
Do you remember what Blake Griffin used to do to Pau Gasol? For all my Laker fans, do y'all remember what Blake Griffin used to do to Pau Gasol?
Pau Gasol is soft, Ross. That was the whole knock on him. He was a soft European. So that's what you're supposed to do to somebody softer than you is put him in the basket. He didn't do that to those guys that was snatching him out of the air. When he was going up for lobs and guys was snatching him out of the air, he wasn't trying to jump up and throw hands. He was just walking to the free throw line. I'm just saying.
Listen, all I'm saying is Chris Paul was supposed to get one, and then he let a little light-skinned dude come out of nowhere in Golden State. And next day, you know, he was dropping them on his butt multiple times. We've seen it, multiple highlights. So Chris Paul had his window, and that window closed real quick once that light-skinned dude in Golden State.
I think Steph Curry
right down the street from the Clippers.
But I think Steph Curry is a better player than Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul is a better point guard than Steph Curry. Because I don't think Steph Curry.
Chris even Dame came out of nowhere.
Nah, give me Chris Paul over Dame. I'm not a big Dame Lillard guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. No disrespect.
Take Chris Paul over Russ too?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Chris Paul over Russ because I think you know why. You know why? I was advocating at the time when KD was still in OKC that if I was OKC, I would trade Russ for Chris Paul straight up.
Okay, so behind Steph, Chris Paul is the next best point guard of this generation. Give me since 2000. Let's do a little something for the People's Channel Radio right here for Ross and Risky fans. Give me the top point guards since 2000.
Since 2000. So obviously Steph Curry's up there. Definitely CP3's up there. Since 2000, Tony Parker has to be up there. Rajon Rondo got to be up there. So that's 4. So Rajon, Tony Parker, Chris Paul, Steph. That's 4. I'm gonna go 2000 to 2020. Let's just go that. Let's go a 20-year run.
Yeah.
So I got those 4. So I think is anybody else? Dame has definitely got it.
Dame's
got to be. His run. When is J Kidd's run? He comes into
play back-to-back finals and 02.
Okay, J Kidd got to be in there because he came in the league in '94.
He lasted to 2017 or whatever.
It's just difficult because it's like he's still very effective. But I can put J Kidd in there, I guess.
Over Steve Nash.
See, the problem with Steve Nash is he got more MVPs than everybody else, not named Steph Curry. So I got to put him over everybody else. See, so like if we're going by that, it's got to be Steph Curry 1, Steve Nash 2, because he got 2 MVPs. I'm not in the business of telling people who got MVPs that like I'm putting somebody over you. That's insanity to me. I can't put that guy over you if you got an MVP and y'all play the same position. That's crazy.
James Harden won MVP at point guard.
That's in the D'Antoni system. He handled the ball. I mean, he was a de facto point guard, but he really wasn't the point guard per se. They actually had a point guard that started, but he did have the ball, so I wouldn't put him in there. But
Russ, MVP.
I gotta probably put Russ number 3 because he got an MVP. Again, I'm not in the business of taking guys that got MVPs and putting them at like 6 or 7. I can't tell you that I'm gonna take Rondo over Russ, and Rondo got better numbers and an MVP. That's crazy to me. So if I got to go top 5, I would go Steph. I would go Steve Nash. I would go Jason Kidd. That's 3, right? Steph, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd.
Russ.
Nah, I'm going to be a hypocrite. CP3 and then Russ. I'm going to be a hypocrite. I put 2 guys with no
MVPs.
Crazy over
you ain't say Derrick Rose.
Yeah, because he didn't have a long enough run. He got hurt. Had he had a long enough stretch, he would have been up.
MVP.
Yeah, but he got hurt though.
No Kyrie?
Nah, he ain't in there. I can't.
So Chris Paul is better than Kyrie Irving to you.
Kyrie's again, it goes back to Kyrie's a better basketball player. Chris Paul's a better point guard to me.
Stop it. Stop.
You know how many All-Star who got more All-Star? You do know that Chris Paul got like 9 all defensive teams.
Man, Chris Paul been a
he got like 9 all defensive teams,
man.
Bro.
Chris Paul, I love Chris Paul, but man, Chris Paul.
Let's pull up. Y'all disrespectful with Chris Paul.
Man,
let's pull up here so we gonna get up out of here after this. I'm gonna shut the whole argument down with this Chris Paul stuff because y'all act like y'all don't know the information. Chris Paul's a 12-time All-Star, 4-time first-team All-NBA, 5-time second-team All-NBA, 2-time third-team All-NBA. So just to add that all up for y'all, that's 11 times All-NBA. So 12 All-Stars, 11 times All-NBA, 7 first-teams All-NBA. 7 first-team All-Defenses, 2 second team all defensive. So that's 9 all time. So that's 9 defensive teams. So he made 9 defensive teams, 11 first team all NBAs, and 12 all-star games. Come on, Ross. What you want me to do, bro? Led the league in assists 5 times, led the league in steals 6 times. I got to put him over those people I put him over. I got to put him over them. I put Jason Kidd over him just out of respect for J. Kidd. Come on, man.
J. Kidd got some numbers like that too, though.
J. Kidd got a bunch of all defensive teams as well. That's why I put J. Kidd above him. And J. Kidd is like 6'5", 6'6". That's why I got J. Kidd. I put J. Kidd third, right behind Steve Nash and Steph Curry on that, you know, from 2020 to 2022. I'm sorry, from 2000 to 2020. You know, I got him right there. Because you got Steph Curry got 2 MVPs, Steve Nash got 2 MVPs.
Okay, but then you got Russ, who's 9-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ, MVP, 3-time assist champ, averaging triple doubles.
How many all defensive teams? 0. There we go.
0.
Let me Chris Paul. He made 9 defensive teams, Ross, and he
led Roy. That's bull, bro.
Chris Paul. See, here we go.
Bro, come on, bro. Come on. That's bull, bro. Chris.
Here we go. See?
He the president of the Players Association. Bro. That man ain't doing none of that, bro. That's all fluff.
See, I'm out on World. World said Rondo better. I think Rondo got some all defensive teams as well. I got Rondo in that from 2000 to 2020. I got Rondo probably number 6 for me. And then I got Kyrie number 7 for me. That's just for me. Probably got Kyrie number 7. Give me Rondo. Because both of them only listen, because I saw Kyrie only got 1 chip with LeBron. I saw Rondo win chips with a bunch of Hall of Famers. Then he got another one with Bron. So, you know, I never saw Kyrie as a lead dog. Right? When he went to Boston, that shit was a disaster.
We never seen Chris Paul as a lead dog.
What are you talking about? He was a lead dog in New Orleans all those years.
You just told me nothing.
I agree with you.
So he was the same lead dog as Kyrie. Both of them ain't do nothing.
No, Kyrie's teams flamed out. They were terrible. Like Chris Paul's teams overachieved, is what I'm saying. If you were to put Chris Paul with a young Tatum, Brown, and that squad, they would have did way more than what they did. Come on, man. I love Kyrie's game, but he doesn't really, you know, propel squads like that. Brooklyn. You know, come on, man. Like when Chris Paul shows up, teams get better. Like they thought they were in a rebuilding year in OKC. Chris Paul had the motherfuckers in the playoffs. He's like, I hear y'all. We finna make this playoff run. I don't know what y'all gonna do. We can make the playoffs. So I'm just saying, I think I got a lot of respect for Chris Paul. So if you go like from 2000 to 2020, give me Steph first, Steve Nash, because those are the 2 guys with 2 MVPs at that position. Then give me J. Kidd, followed by Chris Paul. Then give me Westbrook, just because he got an MVP. After that, give me Rondo, number 6, Kyrie, number 7. For me. After that, I get to Dame like number 8, something like that.
Okay. So real quick before we get off, shout out Melo, first ballot,
yeah,
Hall of Fame. You believe Chris Paul would be one of those guys, first ballot?
No brainer. Yeah, I mean,
no brainer.
I mean, what else does he have to do? 12 goddamn All-Stars.
Everybody on that list, pretty much you name, pretty much first ballot.
Everybody should be a first ballot Hall of Fame. Yeah, all of them. I mean, and that's the difficult part. I'm glad you brought that up, Ross, because I want to close out on this point. That's the point that nobody ever talks about when we're doing these debates on any kind of podcast, whether it's right here with us on Ross and Risky on People's Champ Radio, whether it's, you know, a bigger platform, whether it's ESPN, FS1. The one thing nobody ever talks about, people get passionate, like we just got very passionate talking about these debates and where we rank guys. But ultimately what we're doing is talking about the very best of all time, right? We're talking about and I think that gets lost in saying that, hey, all of these guys are first ballot Hall of Famers, the very best that we've ever seen play this game. What we're doing now is picking apart the very best of all time. because all of these guys are unbelievable basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Like what they accomplish is unbelievable. What I watched Tony Parker do, what I watched Rajon Rondo do, like people don't understand him being a young player. Yeah, I'm saying for my argument for Chris Paul, I'm saying that Rondo played with 3 Hall of Famers. But also, if I'm going to go the other way, it's very difficult to be a young point guard and you got 3 future first ballot Hall of Famers and you got to figure out how to be the fucking lead dog in terms of like distributing the basketball to them. That's very difficult. Tony Parker came into a team with Tim Duncan when they had just finished having the ultimate like extra coach on the floor in Avery Johnson, who literally became a coach later, right? Avery Johnson was the point guard there at first. They go from that great veteran point guard to a young punk, and he got to come in there. So all these guys are great, man. Dame has been great. Russ has been great. I know a lot of people are giving Russ a lot of shit this week because of what happened in that double overtime game against the Timberwolves where he missed the layup, fouled the guy on the 3. But Russ has been great for his career. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been unbelievable for his career. So I'm glad you brought that up because I think we don't, as people in the sports media sphere, we don't do that enough when we're having these debates where we say, hey, we finna debate, we gonna be passionate, and we gonna like, you know, but like these guys are gods of the game. You know what I'm saying?
And like we say first ballot and like shout out first ballot. Even if they aren't first ballot,
right?
Like we say some of the underappreciated guys, like
right.
This having a solid, like even how we was talking about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has made $100 million in his career. You know, we can make all the jokes we want. We can have our opinions. We can say what we want. Just playing in the league, we understand what that means. And you are the best, like being one of the best top 200 basketball players in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like that says enough. Whether it was a 2-year career, whether you first ballot, whether you second ballot, whether you just made a couple all-star games, whether you're just one of the Jared Jack guys that we just appreciate.
Right.
I think that's the thing that these people on TV and these other shows, they kind of like take a dump on dudes when they just kind of like, you know, break it down. But you really, especially the ones who don't play. Now, I understand for the Gills Arenas and all the Smokes and the guys, but like, you know, we're not the Skip Bayless and Stephen A and some of these guys when we see what they jump shots look, and then all day they sitting here breaking down, like you said, Stephen A saying to Giannis shooting 17 and 19 in the game 6. And then we see him and he can't go 1 for 5. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let's take a step back and just appreciate you know, just the game in general.
I think we got to start making sure that we lead with that on the show. Like, let's make sure like we lead with the like, yo, we know who these people are, right? Like we understand. Now what we're doing is an exercise in just like if we have to nitpick, right? Because that's it's nitpick. We're not saying like with this Final Four thing, these are the 4 best teams in men's college basketball, right? When we try to figure out who's going to win and what happened, we're nitpicking now, but these are clearly, they've been the 4 best teams all year. So we're going to get good games, man. So, all right, we out of here on that note, man. Oh, here we go. Tim Tebow was in the White House the other day, too. I saw him in the White House.
Hey, the whole team going to be in the White House in a couple weeks. Shout out.
I set myself up for that shit.
He over there testing it out for us. He getting the orange and blue ready.
Oh, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with us and hit the thumbs up button, man. Subscribe to the channel. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. Tuesdays, Thursdays, y'all. It's Ross and Risky, man. Get in them archives. We got videos dropping. Holla at us, man. We out of here, y'all. Peace. We'll holler.